Today I'm going to be doing a 4v4 tier list for the Vikings faction in For Honor. This will be my opinion on where I place these heroes. I mainly will judge them by their feats, their moveset, and to see where I would put them on the tier list. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so for the first hero we have here is Raider. Raider is a vanguard and he's easy, and of course he is adaptable and straightforward. He is a really good beginner friendly hero for any beginner in For Honor. And of course he has really good damage output with his zones. His zones are honestly very deadly. If you can go for the second zone, which the second zone itself does really good damage overall, and same goes with the first one. The first one is really good too. But not only that, but the first and second zones, if you can try an external with them, you can definitely get some good damage with Raider, and he's really good for anti-ganking and holding his own in anti-gank situations. Now, of course, if we were to look at the feats, so for the first tier here, so we have Rush, Tireless, and Body Count. So for Rush, it does trigger to gain movement speed for a short duration. I'll sometimes take this. I will sometimes take this just if I want to make it to the battlefield faster, of course. Now, there is Tireless, which is a passive. Of course, you lose stamina at a slower rate. If you don't want to lose your stamina a lot, you definitely want to take Tireless. And then there's Body Count, of course, killing soldiers. It will grant you health and stamina as well. It's not that bad, honestly. If you're wanting to get your health back, you definitely can just go kill the minions if you're playing Dominion. Of course, for his tier 2, he has Mark for Death, Inspire, and Bear Trap. I would highly recommend going for Mark for Death if you're wanting to kill your opponent very fast. Of course, it will reveal their position, and it will lower their defense and their stamina, and it will increase the renown upon that kill. So you pretty much will get more renown if you do kill your opponent. And of course, there is Bear Trap. If you're wanting to be funny, you can definitely take Bear Trap too if you want. And then for his tier 3 feats, of course, he has Second Wind, Fury, and Battle Cry. Now, of course, out of all these three, I tend to take Second Wind sometimes. The reason why I take Second Wind is, of course, I want to recover health at that moment in time. It's still not that bad of a feat. Of course, it did technically get nerfed a long time ago, so you won't regain a lot of health, but you'll recover some health. So I take Second Wind just to recover my health. It just depends on the situation. And of course, for the final tier, you have Fire Flask, and you have Stalwart Banner, and you have Slippery for his final feats. So of course, it is up to you and your preference, but for me, I take Fire Flask to be able to either kill anyone that's in the vicinity, or if I want to take down the minions and get them out of the way, and we have this, like, say B or C, depending on the map, then you can definitely take Fire Flask. But if you want to take Stalwart Banner, to just regain your health continuously and to help your teammates if they're very low, then you can definitely take that. Of course, with Raider's moveset and his feats, I pretty much will put Raider in the B tier column. Next, we have Berserker. Berserker, of course, is an assassin and is very hard and is short range and is a harasser. Of course, with Berserker, he does have one of my favorite deflects in the game, where if you deflect, you go for X and you just get a guard break and you get a free heavy afterward. And with Berserker, his kit is more just going for his hyper armor and using his hyper armor to your advantage and throwing out heavies and lights to mix it up here and there in his moveset. And also his feats make him just a crazy DPS. Like, of course, his tier 1s have Bounty Hunter. Of course, as a passive, you gain health and stamina whenever you kill another hero. He has a second one, which is Rush, triggered to gain movement speed for a short duration. And then he has Storming Trap, which you set a trap to damage enemies. Now, Storming Trap isn't too bad either way. I mean, if you want to damage enemies, you can definitely take this one. Rush is good for just gaining more movement speed, and Bounty Hunter, I definitely will recommend taking this one, as you will kill another hero and barely get health and stamina back. Now, for his tier 2s, he has Executioner's Respite, and he also has Bear Trap, and he has Doom Banner. Personally, I would say Doom Banner will be the best, because nearby enemies have less powerful defense. It mainly lowers their defense, so yeah, gives you an advantage to just kill them faster. And then for his tier 3, he has Throwing Axe, Sharpened Blade, and Fury. Now, Throwing Axe is what I usually take just to deal more damage, or if they're very low, just throw the axe and kill them, but sometimes they'll dodge it. You can also take Sharpened Blade, of course. It will deal damage over time. It's just not my favorite. Sharpened Blade is just really not my favorite when it comes to dealing damage over time, because sometimes people will just end up being very, very turtley if they want to. Most of the time they won't. Sometimes they will. Fury, of course, you raise the sprint, speed attack, and defense. Fury's not too bad either, but I have Berserker instead. Berserker is honestly a bit better than Fury. And then, of course, his tier 4, he has Berserker, Fear Itself, and Fire Flask. There are only two that you can definitely go for. You can go for Berserker, which will raise sprint speed and defense greatly, or you can go for Fear Itself, where nearby enemies have lower defenses. You can definitely go for Fear Itself too. I mean, Fear Itself is not that bad. It's honestly another go-to for Berserker mains, but I like to go for Berserker to be able to just get more of a speed and defense. But yeah, with Berserker in 4v4s, he can definitely hold his own in 4v4s too. So I would personally put him in the A tier column. Next up, we have Highlander. Of course, Highlander is a hybrid. He's hard. He does 2 combat forms and is a technical fighter. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Highlander, in my opinion, is not suited for 4v4. In my opinion, dude. Like, I just don't see him as the best with 4v4s. heroes. I mean, his moveset is just really easy to just combat, and it's just predictable a little bit. To me, it is. But overall, he does have some good feats. Like tier 1, he has Rush, Body Count, Fast Recovery. He also has Bear Trap for tier 2, Inspire for the second one, and Winner's Advantage for in tier 2 feats. For now, for his tier 3 feats, he has Second Wind, Longbow, and Fury as well. And then for his final one, he has Spear Storm, Fire Flask, and Champion's Aura, which, I mean, of course, I would say you could take Champion's Aura, but it's up to you, honestly. But these are mainly his feats that he usually takes. It's pretty much it, man. I mean, it's just kind of hard to even try to anti-gank with Highlander sometimes, even in 4v4. I mean, if you're really good with him and you understand his entire kit and you know what you're doing, then you're gonna have a good time. But if you don't, then you're gonna probably have a little bit of a hard time. So with Highlander, I pretty much will put him in the C tier column. Next up, we have is Yorander. Now, Yorander, of course, is a heavy and a medium heavy, and he's a disabler and a harasser as well. Now, of course, Yorander does have some light heavies in his kit, and he has hyper armor as well. And of course, he does have his hammer slam, which does good amount of damage, honestly. And he also has some bashes, which with his feats do help him out a little bit. So if I were to go to his feats, like here's tier 1 feats, honestly, Yotan Salve here, basically he'll gain health when hitting enemy heroes with Yotan Surge, Farewell, or Gift, or Grudge mainly. So if you get mainly the bashes in Yorander, if you just get them off, you'll mainly get some of your health back. So it's mainly like a life steal in a way. And for Hammer's favor, this here, you'll gain a temporary shield after landing the Hammer Slam on an enemy hero, which is honestly not that bad either way. And you also have Hard to Kill, which I personally just take Hard to Kill for tier 3. I mean, there is Punch Through, of course, as a passive, your blood damage does increase, and there's Zealot's Bolt, which, I mean, Zealot's Bolt is not that bad. It does knock back the enemy and depletes all of their stamina, but I like Hard to Kill since I want to have that damage reduction. Final one is Twilight of the Gods, which will mainly just unbalance the enemy and just mainly knock them on the ground, and you'll basically go for a free hammer slam like that. So with Yorander, he's more of a character that can just hold his own and just hold a point, just very defensive in my opinion. For me, I would say that Yorander overall is an S tier hero in 4v4 in my opinion. Next we have Warlord. Now Warlord, of course, is my main. He's a heavy, he's medium, and of course a harasser and a counterattacker, which of course with Warlord in Dominion, I don't see him doing as good in Dominion because of the externals, but he can hold his own in Dominion a little bit, or pretty much any 4v4 mode he can hold his own in. Just from his hyper armor that he has on his heavies, it helps him out a lot, and he also has a good opener with his headbutt, and of course he can knock people back to the wall and get a free heavy after knocking them into the wall and just wall spiting them. And he has a good punish too on the ground, of course, his top heavy and side heavy. That's pretty much what it is. And of course, if we go into his feats, pretty much for tier 1 he has Speed Revive, Rush, and Deadly, which of course Deadly is not too bad. It deals slightly more damage every 3 seconds. It's not too bad of a feat, but I like to take Speed Revive for me. And then for tier 2 he has Bear Trap, Juggernaut, and Flesh Wound. Of course, if you want to take Flesh Wound, you want to gain moderate damage for every 3 seconds. That's not bad. Moderate damage reduction every 3 seconds, mind you. And of course, if you want to take Juggernaut, of course you're slowed, but you will gain damage reduction, slippery, and uninterruptible too. And then there's Bear Trap. Of course, you set a trap that damages and stops victims in their tracks. Of course, if you want to take that just to trap your enemy, that's fine too. And of course, he also has Fury for tier 3, Tough as Nails for tier 3, and Punch Through. If you want to take Punch Through, you can definitely take that to increase your blood damage, or if you want to take Tough as Nails to have your health maxed, like it just maxed out a bit more, you can. And then there's Fury. Of course, Fury, I like to take this one as it raises my sprint speed, attack, and defense. And of course, for tier 4, he has Regenerate, Auto Revive, and Fire Flask. I like to take Fire Flask for me, but it is up to you if you want to take Auto Revive or Regenerate. To regenerate your health whenever you're out of combat, just mainly walking away from your opponent, or just literally walking to regenerate your health, or just Auto Revive to automatically revive yourself. I mean, Auto Revive isn't too bad. If you're in a bad situation or whatnot, I would say it's not too bad, but it just really depends on the situation on what you want to take. Now, for me, I take Fire Flask. Mainly just throwing a projectile fire effect over an area, so I just want to be able to either clear minion lane with Fire Flask or kill anyone that's within that vicinity, whether it be 3 or 4 people there. If I can, at least just get the best damage possible if I can with Fire Flask. Now for me, I would say Warlord would have to be in low A, so pretty much A tier. All right, next we have Valkyrie. Valkyrie is a hybrid and is hard and is an adaptable and a disabler. The only thing with Valkyrie for me is that Valkyrie, of course, she has good externals. She can use those externals to her advantage. The only thing is that her offense is a bit bad, man. I just do not like her offense a little bit. Her defense though is really good, but the offense kind of is lackluster. I mean, she does have her sweep, which will help her out in certain situations, but many times a lot of people will dodge that sweep. Now, the bash itself isn't bad either way. It's just if you throw out the bash a little bit too much, then people will start to catch on and they'll just dodge it and just guard break it. But besides that, her feats are Rush, Deadly, and Bounty Hunter. We've already discussed them. She has Bloodlust as well for tier 2. As a passive, killing heroes, it will grant temporary attack and defense boost. It's not too bad either way. There's Bear Trap, there's Juggernaut. And for tier 3, she has Javelin. Of course, you throw the Javelin for moderate damage. Like, that's not too bad either way. If you get more damage, you have Fury, and you also have Sharpened Blade too. And of course, there is also Scout, which all enemies are marked for death and will show up on the radar too. So of course, you will get enemies position and they will be marked for death. So that means their defense will be lowered as well. So it'll be easier to kill them. But overall, I would pretty much put Valkyrie in the B tier column. I mean, she does suffer a bit on offense. However, her defense makes up for it. So she's not too bad. Next, we have Shaman. Shaman, of course, is an assassin. She's a medium assassin. Of course, she's a fast tracker, blood trance. So yeah, the thing is that with Shaman, I don't see her being good in 4v4s. For me, that is, there have been times where I've seen some good Shamans in 4v4s, but there have also been times when I've seen some bad Shamans. Now, in my opinion, I would say that Shaman is honestly really good in duels, for me, in my opinion. But she can get her bleed from like just applying bleed from her bleed light. So yeah, she applies bleed, and if you try to go for the bite, you'll have bait to get the bite. So you have to go for like maybe a parry, like a light parry, and then you can go for the bite right after, because the bite itself does more damage. So overall, yeah, you're gonna have to like actually take your time and make some good reads to get the bleed. Now, looking at her feats, of course, for tier 1, she has Rush. She also has Stealth. Of course, you hide yourself from HUD, Radar, and Aim Assist. Really good if you're wanting to get into the back line. And also Storming Trap, of course, to set trap to deal damage towards enemy. And then for tier 2, she has Bear Trap, Flesh Wound, and Executioner's Respite. Executioner's Respite isn't too bad. I personally would take Flesh Wound. If you want to gain moderate damage reduction every 3 seconds, take Flesh Wound. And then for her tier 3, she has Fury, Second Wind, and Hand Axe, of course. I like to sometimes take Hand Axe to be able to apply bleed to my opponent and possibly go for a bite if they're not looking. That's what I like to do sometimes, man. Now for her tier 4, she has Fire Flash, Nail Bomb, and Scout. Now, of course, we already went over Scout and Fire Flash. Now, Nail Bomb, this here is a trap that deals bleed damage in an area of effect. So it's pretty much the entire area. So if anyone like steps into this Nail Bomb, they pretty much are getting bled. And the bleed itself, it's like a lot. It's a lot of damage. Now, the only way you can counter that is by just like rolling away, like stepping on it and rolling away very quick. That's literally how you counter the Nail Bomb. So you can take it if you want to. I mean, there is Fire Flask and there's also Scout if you want to take those, but it's up to you. Personally, I would put Shaman in the C tier. I just don't see her being really good in 4v4s. Now, if we're talking about 1v1s, then yeah, Shaman, she's going to do well in 1v1s, but in 4s, not so much. And for the final Viking, we have Varangian Guard. Varangian Guard is a heavy, medium, and is a protector and a disabler. Now, one thing I will say is that Varangian Guard, the protector, yes, she is a really good defensive protector within For Honor right now. Now, Varangian Guard can be annoying with her All Guard on red. That is very annoying to deal with. The thing is that Varangian Guard, she has crushing counters that are really good. She has a Side Out of Light, of course, which is good if you're doing anti-ganking and stuff. And she can gain attack boost and defense boost from her feats from doing damage. Now, if we take a look at her feats, her tier 1 feats here. So, of course, you have Take Shelter as a passive, superior block and attack to heal nearby allies. Now, this here, you'll mainly be able to heal nearby allies if you superior block and whatnot. And then she has Misty Award for tier 2. Of course, it's a passive, superior block and attack. You gain a defense boost for a short time. So, you mainly superior block and attack to gain a little bit of a defense boost, just only for a short time. And of course, she has Aesir Aura, which is a passive hitting with an Aesir attack, mainly the unblockables. Can grant an attack boost to you and nearby ally. And yeah, this is honestly a really good feat overall. Like, I just really wouldn't change the tier 1 feats at all. And of course, you have Reclaim the Land, which aerial attacks that deal damage and lowers defenses and lowers defense of enemies in range. She overall has like some good feats for tier 1. I personally would say go for Varangian Guard if you want to take her. She's a very defensive hero and can do some damage as well. And you can also soft feint that the unblockables as well by pressing X. So yeah, you have a lot in your kit with Varangian Guard. Like, she right now is actually a really good hero to take in 44s. Now for me, where would I put her on my tier list? Now for me, I play with Varangian Guard sometimes. Now, she did get nerfed recently, but it's not too bad of a nerf in my opinion. I would say that she kind of deserves to be in the A tier column. Yeah, that's going to do it for today's video, guys. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video on this 44 tier list for the Viking faction. Please let me know what you guys thought about it. Did you guys like it? Did you guys not like it? Do I need to do any improvements for the next one if I ever do another one again? Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But with that being said, I'm the Game Raptor. I'll see you guys in the next video. Alrighty, guys. Peace out.